Well, hello there. Look at what I made. I'm so excited. My name's Melissa and welcome to my studio. I'm really excited about this one. I had gotten some Ammolites from Maya Crystal's store on Facebook, link down in the description. I haven't wrapped any yet, so I need to start doing that. I wanted to stick with this clean and simple style that I've been working with lately, and I think this turned out really nice. So if you want to see how I made it, just stay tuned and I'll show you how. All right, so let's get started. I want to go ahead and wrap this Ammolite. I just traced it out on this Post-it just so I can try to figure out what I want to do. I decided to wrap it in gold fill, 22 gauge square and 22 gauge half round. I traced it out so I can kind of get an idea of what I want to do. I think I'm gonna do all this down here in half round, bring it up. So do I want to go all the way up? Or go in and then out? Do a few wraps on the side, wraps up here, and then the bail. Okay, my stone's pretty thick. I'm gonna need at least 4 lengths of wire along the sides, and then a piece of wire for the top, the front support, and a wire for the back support. So 6 wires total. It's almost 1 1/4 on each side. So that's 2 1/2, it's a half, 3 1/2, double that. We got 7. Should I do 7 or 8? Ooh, there we go. 7 should be fine, I think. We're just doing a simple bail and we're not doing any swirls or anything. Unfortunately, I need to cut that off. So hopefully I don't eat my words for 7 inches. Did I mention I'm using 6 lengths? 6 lengths at 7 inches. And of course you can use silver or copper. Your choice of wire is all up to you. I'll show you how the 4 will fit right on the side there. See that? 4 will fit, and then the other 2 wires are gonna come across the top and the bottom to hold our stone. I'm gonna use some painter's tape today to help hold my wires in place. Next, I make sure all my wires are nice and straight. My stone's pretty angular, so I want to keep my wires nice and straight and neat. Put them up right next to each other. Make sure they're nice and straight and even. Come through and tape them. Follow them to the other side so nobody twists on you. Go ahead and tape the other side just the same. Sharpies are nice to have as well because I'm going to determine my middle. So we got 7 inches. 3 1/2 is right here. And also you want to figure out where you want your bindings to start and stop. So I'll mark that. We'll put some bindings on and we'll go from there. I think I'll cut that off. I don't want any kinky looking half round wire showing. Cut a bunch off too. Let's see. About 10 inches I cut. I'm going to make a little hook on the end. Just a few millimeters. I'm going to make these marks the inside of the pendant. I'm going to hook it and bend it over. and keep wrapping it around my bundle. Nice and snug and straight. And I do that by pushing and pulling. I'll push with my flat nose pliers and I pull it over the wires. Gives me a nice snug binding. I keep going around until I get to my mark. Maybe a couple more times around. That looks good. I'm going to cut it on the same side that my other end is on. You should have a nice, neat binding. If they're crooked, you can grab opposite corners and kind of squeeze. Don't scratch your wire though. My goal is to do minimal buffing. I don't want to have to buff out a lot of scratches. Okay, so we've got the bottom taken care of. I'm going to start bending the sides up. Check it real quick. I'm going to press it from both directions so I get a nice sharp corner. How does that look? Not too shabby, does it? Okay, what was my plan here? Trying to determine where I should put my bindings. Hopefully this will be enough for 3 bindings. We'll find out soon enough. Let's put a hook on. Start our bindings right at the mark. Maybe I'll put 4. I'll do 5. This is a smaller half round wire, so I should do more anyways. So 2 inches should suffice on the next one. Yeah, pulling it through when you got obstacles here is easier when your wire is a little shorter. Like this one. Cut that off short so your end is on the inside of your frame. Okay, so let's check. Okay, so should we make our prongs? Before we do that, I'm going to mark where I'm going to start putting the next set of bindings, which will go across the top. Around those pliers. I put a little nick in the bottom one. Okay, I'm going to do the same in the back here. I'm going to take the stone out. I made some tiny nicks in there. I'm going to get those out before I set the stone. Next, I need to determine how much I need to wrap on the top to reach the middle. I'm going to measure in millimeters. It's 10 millimeters across. I think I'll wrap 4 millimeters on the side to give that a millimeter for them to meet up. How big is that? So 5 wraps is 3 millimeters. So I'll just wrap until I get 4 millimeters. Got obstacles in the way again, that just makes it more difficult. Bring it down to the mark I made. To the other side. So I'm going to bend this out. Bend that out from the bindings at 90 degrees. And then bend it over the stone. Nice sharp angle, both sides. That looks pretty good. Let me see with the stone in. There. Nice. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull these wires out before I lock them in too tight up here, and take the tape off because you got to pull the wires from somewhere. Take my round nose pliers and on the top wire and pull it out. Take the stone out again. Same with this side. Try not to scratch anybody. Now you're pulling wires out, so it might make things wonky on top. Do the same to the back. Just kind of pull that out. Pull that out. Didn't do too much damage. That's where we're at. Okay, so the bail I've done in the past. I like this style of bail. Very simple. And we're going to take the two front wires, two sets of front wires, I should say. We got the front two, and we're going to kind of angle out just slightly because we want to position them on either side of the next two wires, which you got to find. We've got 4 wires here. You got the front two, which angled out a little bit, and you got the next two, which are right next to each other. Somehow we have to get these guys out of the way. These 4 wires, you can kind of bend them out a bit. You can kind of see what I'm doing now. See how we got 4 wires in a line? This is going to be your bail, so we got to wrap that with half round. I'm going to pull out a bunch, at least 2 feet, I would think. 2.5 feet. I do not want to run out of my half round wire. This is probably overkill, but like I said, I don't want to run out. So I'm going to make a hook, make my trusty hook again. I'm going to start up a little higher on my wires here, just until I get going. Sometimes it's difficult to get started. Especially when you're working with a lot of half round. I'm going to go ahead and cut this end shorter. Going crooked on me. I'm going to try to straighten it out from the beginning here. Okay, so I think it's time to bring this down. I'm gonna keep on going. I'm gonna wrap about 1 inch. And then curve it and then bring it down. Let me do one more pass. Take my bail making pliers and shape my bail. What I want to do is I want to bring the wrappings down even with the start of the wrappings, and then I'm going to start wrapping them around everybody. I'm going to squeeze it tighter up here, and everybody gets wrapped up. Snug these up. I don't want any gaps showing. Right, and this, I just want to make sure everybody's tight and straight. Keep good pressure on it, bring it around, and end it. I'll probably tuck it in the back there. Let me cut that. I'm going to tuck this in there. There we go. I'm going to cut these guys short. I'm done with them. I guess if you're so inclined, you could make some sort of decoration, but I don't think I want to with this one. So I'm just going to bring these guys straight down. But first I'm going to bend them up so I can get them going straight down as best as I can. And cut these. Get these going straight down. smoosh them together this way and get them flat. That seemed to work. What do y'all think? Not too shabby. So I am really proud of myself with this one. I took my time, made the correct measurements, and tried to be as neat and clean as I could, and I think that really paid off. With this being a flat stone with flat sides, I thought stacking up the wires up the side would be a great choice. What do you think? I think the gold complements the colors in the Ammolite, and I'm really enjoying how neat and clean this style is. Well, let me know in the comments whether you'll give this a try. So what'd you think of that tutorial? If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment, let me know what you thought. Subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great week, and I'll see you in the next one. But in the meantime, here's another video you may enjoy.